Greetings to my channel, Comic Book Noise, where we talk about my comic book company, Digital Noixe, where we talk about the characters and the storyline within the Digital Noixe Universe. And so today we're going to finish off taking a dip from Birth of Delete Part 1 into this video called Birth of Delete Part 2. That was a cool trailer, right? Yeah, that was made by, the music was called Delete. It was created by Call Me Cleve. I'll give you the information where you can hear the rest of his beautiful music down at the bottom in the link below. And just listen to it. All of his music is genius and it's awesome. But let's get back to Delete. So let's summarize what we talked about in part 1 of the Birth of Delete. What we talked about Delete, we discovered that she is a cyber witch. And she's also here to guard the universe from demonic forces that try to invade our universe through technology. And what is a cyber witch and what are her abilities? Basically, one, Delete can warp cyberspace reality with our reality. So that means she can basically is almost unlimited with power from her imagination. Delete also is a technopath, which is basically a telepath that can read computers and store the information from a computer with her mind from anywhere around the world and beyond. So basically she will slowly learn and develop these powers, and when she does, watch out. Cynthia Hobbs also has the power of magic tech, which is magic over computers and gadgets of any kind. So this power comes in very handy within battles that she will encounter with different demonic forces and also just different villains. This is what we know about her powers so far, and let's get into more of what we can know and study about Delete. So Delete, as we talked about, was born in Harlem, and her name is Cynthia Hobbs. What we didn't talk about in Birth of Delete Part 1 is that when her powers develop, she's a Marine. So she got into the Marines because she wanted to change her life, because her life back in Harlem was getting kind of rough, and she was on the rough side of things as dealing with having a relationship with a gang member. So that entails a lot of turmoil and trials within the family. Besides her ability to use technology, she also had a talent for fighting skills. And she always had the hunger to be physical and lash out ever since she was a little girl up till now. So the military was a perfect outlet to get into for Cynthia Hobbs, because Delete has fighting skills, and she had these fighting skills ever since she was a teen. She has the knowledge of mixed martial arts. She has the knowledge of Muay Thai. She has excellent fighting skills in different types of martial arts because she took different types of martial arts growing up. And so she always had this outlet, and most of the time she kind of used it for questionable situations, but now she's using her abilities for good within the Marine services. So she's in the technology department in the Marines, and also she's a well-trained soldier in the Marines, so she knows how to fight and everything and stuff like that. So so Delete is a Marine, and she is about 18 when these powers awaken. She's sort of like almost like the perfect vessel for this power and this position she has been anointed with, as basically the guardian of the universe against demonic forces. So let's get down to the characters of the lead. As I explained before, I was going to talk about the characters surrounding the lead to further explain about her. One of the characters that she will encounter, which is her first villain that she battles, is called Virus. And what Virus is basically his namesake. And what he does is he spreads his virus to turn other people into demonic forces and demons. And he does that with his first host, as in issue number 2, I think it happens. And he's one of the first demons that came in. There was another demon, which is in part 1, which is in issue 1, I should say, of the lead. But we'll keep that at bay because that's a future storyline that's coming up. So Virus has the power of siphoning people's life force. He's definitely majorly strong. He loves eating people's soul and taking them for himself. And that's what basically demons are. They take your soul, but this demon takes it in a way of a disease. Basically, like his power is giving you a virus to turn you into a demon yourself. So this is her first battle with a demonic force, and it's pretty spectacular with this first battle. Our other person that Cynthia will encounter is Devin Eve. And he's basically a Bill Gates on steroids. So he's a multi-billionaire, and he has his own electronic company. And he's very powerful, very charismatic. He has a basic dark side, which we find out. He's basically is a leader, almost like a leader of a cult. Almost like cultish lifestyle. And he's a leader of that, basically. So we'll find out about that. So it's pretty interesting about him, about who he is. And we will definitely find out about what his agenda with Cynthia Hobbs, aka Delete, is about. And he will be a major character within the storyline. So let's talk about Devin Eve within the data files of Delete. Issue number 1. Devin E. Falcon, billionaire and international corporate entrepreneur. Devin E. Falcon is a founder of Dev Technologies and is highly influential in the spheres of business and politics. Devin is callous, shrewd, and stops at nothing to achieve his ultimate goal, power. Devin is also a leader of an international cult organization named The System. His darkest secret will be revealed throughout the Delete storyline. Delete, with her awesome powers and great integrity, has become a terrible threat to his cause, so he has plans to deal with her in his own demented way. Expect many surprises from this character, for he will provide to be the greatest incarnation of evil the universe has ever known. Also, there's another character within the storyline, and his name is Storm Austin. And he's like a detective for the New York Police Force. That from the first issue, he gets involved with Delete, and there's something brewing within him about Cynthia Hobbs. So he will be a very integral character within this Delete storyline, and it'll be very interesting when the storyline is revealed. So let's read the data files in Delete issue 1 about Storm Austin. Storm Austin is a NYPD criminal profiler specializing in occult crimes. Since the increase of unsolved occult crimes and murders in New York City, Storm's expertise has become very valuable to the NYPD. The fact that he's clairvoyant hasn't hurt either. Storm is a proud African-American man, but the first impression that people make of him is that he's a nerd. He doesn't like hip-hop music, he speaks very proper English, and is open-minded to dating people of other cultures and backgrounds. Storm is also a very complex individual. One minute he's very universal and uninhibited, the next his view could be very narrow and sometimes offensive. Storm Austin is a major player in the Delete storyline. Another villain that comes into play is called Death Player. So Death Player is a mysterious character that's from Delete's past and somehow deals with Delete and wants Delete for a certain purpose. So he somehow knows about that she has these powers, but he also has abilities as well. So what Death Player can do as far as powers are concerned, when he kills someone, he has their abilities, and he can harness their abilities forever. So say like, just for instance, he can kill a super being that has super strength. He kills that being, he has this power of super strength, and he can harness that at certain times for a limited time, for maybe about 15 minutes. And once he uses it, he can't use it for that day. So the next day he can use that power again. And say for instance he kills something that flies, he only has that power for about good 15 minutes a day, and that's basically it when he conjures it up. Another character that's within the Delete saga, her name is Fury. So Fury, she comes from the world of Omni, which we talked about earlier in our first episode of The Birth of Delete Part 1. We talked about Omni, and Omni is a world, or basically a galaxy that has these beings that have these magical abilities. And basically what we would call them, and they're mostly of a female force type of galaxy. The males are there, but the female force is strongest in that galaxy. They have these magical abilities. These beings will be called witches in our world. And so Fury is like the #1 anointed in the galaxy that is honored to find Delete, which is Cynthia Hobbs of this Earth, of this universe. So Omni is another part of a universe that's out there, basically in almost another dimensional universe. And she is anointed to find Delete for a certain purpose. So that's basically what I'm all willing to reveal about Delete in the Birth of Delete Part 1 and 2. If you like what you hear and you like and you want to discover a new universe, like and subscribe. So be safe out there and take care.